We're just two guys with one mission, and we've chosen to accept it for some reason. It's time to tell them what we mean, what we say.
So, this movie, in the words of Dennis Reynolds, be gone! That was fucking awful.
Hello.
Hello.
We just watched Cannibal Terror from 1981.
That was 1981?
That was 1981.
Jesus. That was like mid-70s at best.
It was...
yeah. What was it? It was a mess?
It was...
boring?
It was... So we looked at the Wikipedia, and it turned out that this movie was made from bits of a Jess Franco movie called Mondo Cannibale.
Okay, I need this explanation because I did not read the Wikipedia.
Because it seemed like they basically had half a movie, and then they filled in a lot of stuff with the other movie. Or they had like 2/3 of a movie, and they filled in the rest with bits from this Jess Franco movie. So
which bits are which then?
I have no idea. I think it's written on the Wikipedia. I don't want to go back through it because this would require more effort than I've already given this movie an hour and a half of my life.
Yeah,
and
it was a lot of effort.
And so to describe the movie, it's a French movie, and we think it's set in...
I still don't know.
South America?
Possibly South America, possibly somewhere like Algeria. There was one bit where they were on about crossing the border to see the Indians.
Yeah.
And we still don't know which kind of Indian that is.
Well, all the cannibals are basically white guys.
Yes.
White guys going to a Killing Joke concert.
Yeah.
They're going to The Gathering.
The Gathering.
And, okay, so it's about these three criminals, two guys and a lady, who formulate a plan to kidnap a wealthy family's child.
Which we never see.
We don't see them actually kidnap it. They just immediately...
And the kid's really happy to be with them.
Yeah, the kid's like really doesn't seem to mind. It's like, it's along for the ride.
She's into it, you know?
And they decide to hide out across the border, south of the border.
What, a border?
South of a border.
It could be east of a border, we don't know.
Yeah.
It could be any border.
A border. Post a border.
They turn up at what looks like some sort of Spanish villa.
Turn up as a Spanish villa.
With Manuela.
And there's an old guy and his wife Manuela. Manuela is sexually assaulted by one of the criminals.
For some reason. And
then the husband takes revenge on him by tying the guy up and beating him to the cannibals, because the cannibals are just like...
Apparently just live next door.
Just like behind that bush.
Yeah.
When the criminals think they're in danger, they decide to make a run for it, and they get kidnapped by the cannibals, and then the family of the little girl start looking for the criminals, and then the criminals get eaten, and then the family finds the little girl, and then it says Finn, and then we all breathe
with the same happy music that was at the start.
It says the end in French, and we all breathe this big sigh of relief.
Fuck for that. But that kind of plot sounds like it could make a quite good film. This was not a good film by any stretch of the
really difficult
imagination.
to describe, actually. Like, that's the bare bones of the plot.
Yeah.
But everything seems completely out of order. For example, like, there's a scene after the sexual assault where the victim is dancing around with her rapist, like, encouraging everyone to take their clothes off.
Yeah. They're having a great old time.
It's just so maddening.
Yeah. I mean, maybe her and her old man husband
formulated a plan,
but we're not let into that.
We're not let into that decision. We're also not let into how they kidnap the child.
No, exactly.
We're not let into a lot of these things. Like,
I mean, that's what throws you straight away, because that's like, what, 5-10 minutes into the film, the kidnapping that we don't see.
I mean,
and it literally switches from, right, we're going to kidnap that girl, And then they're walking down a dusty track with the girl and just dun dun dun
But they-
dun 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 dun. It's
But
like,
they
what
base
the fuck happened there?
They base the fact that the little girl's family is wealthy on the simple fact that the mother
It was getting a manicure?
was getting I think it was a hair sort
Was it hair or a mani-pedi?
with
or
some
shit?
sort of beauty treatment.
Yeah.
And they don't even know about the dad. I mean, there's no evidence about it. They have like no idea. I mean, we don't even know that he's wealthy. I mean, he has a job.
Yeah. A suit.
He has a suit and he has a binder full of papers.
He has a binder full of papers and enough time to sit around making origami carrots.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean he's wealthy. They don't know what's going on. It feels like you have to make a lot of leaps.
Nothing's ever really explained, and it's also not shown.
No,
So
and
there's
then
not the show, don't tell. There's also the tell, don't show. There's neither of those two things.
no.
There's just a seemingly random kind of linked series of events that we're just supposed to accept and go, yeah, okay.
I mean, the phrase
That makes sense.
"What is going on?" was uttered a lot.
A lot.
So I don't really know what to tell you. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this movie. It was like,
Yeah.
it was.
Terrible dubbing. The child is overdubbed by clearly a older person doing a little kiddie voice.
That's quite good, Steve. You should do that you could ask for money for that.
Thanks.
In the 70s.
In the 70s. No, 1981.
1981. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I kind of want to score this movie and then just move on because
I
I,
was gonna say,
really.
is there anything else I've
There's
noted?
nothing.
But
It's just. It was.
nothing strikes out. It's got the trad cannibal things. They're all in loincloths and kind of shit haircuts and
Yeah, they're like-
living in the jungle. But
Yeah.
lots of them have got sweetly coiffed sideburns.
Yeah.
There's the typical I've got a machete sling, don't see the actual impact, and then somebody picks up like a ham leg with flesh sticking out the end. It's just like, yep, that was definitely someone's arm a second ago type thing. It's like low budget cannibal type stuff, and a piece of meat, like a carcass with all the innards being ripped out
I wonder.
and
I
stuff
genuinely
like
wonder how.
that. I will
much-
give it like a little credence for the fact that it was actual animal entrails.
Yeah, it was
that they
gory.
were
It was a
playing.
gory movie.
And bits of it were. The cannibal bits were, but the cannibal bits make up,
Like-
at best, a tenth of the movie.
It's.
It's just, don't bother. Don't fucking
Yeah,
bother.
don't bother. All right, what would you give it for story?
Fuck all.
0.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it 0. I'm gonna give it 0 because there was not. I don't know what the story was
yeah.
exactly. There was sections missing.
There definitely was sections missing.
What would you give it for gore?
2, because, like I say, it was... At least it was real, actual viscera, and not condoms filled with fake blood. So...
I feel like condoms
I know, I mean-
filled with fake blood would have elevated it.
I know I am kind of downplaying Day of the Dead at that point, so... but they used real shit, so I'll give them that.
All right, I'm going to give
the
it.
bits of gore that were on screen.
I'm going to give it a 1 because they
They look pretty
half-assed
good.
so much of it.
They also half-assed the actual eating of it.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it was a lot of people holding things just in front of their mouths.
Yeah,
There was no actual...
there was like a lot of half-assed. Like,
Yeah.
What would you give it for
No.
overall creativity?
Well, now I feel bad about the 2. Nothing.
Nothing. You're going to give it nothing. I think I'm also going to give it nothing, unless it turned out
That's a really cut version, and it was a really brilliant story that we just didn't fucking see.
but I need to see that version before it's.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
For logical sense, I think we're both going to give it a 0. And for the music, now
the music was great.
the music was occasionally brilliant.
Yeah, there was that brilliant fucking early 70s Quo fucking rocking tune at the start that I did not want to stop.
And that kind of rumba.
Yeah.
And the rumba theme, which makes an appearance. Like, if I walked into a Spanish restaurant and they were playing that, I would go,
This is a good restaurant. I will buy much tapas here.
yes, I'll have 2 of everything.
I will have a sangria.
Do you have morcilla? Because that's what I want. Put it on some bread. Sure, I'll have some chorizo. Sure, just keep bringing it.
Sure.
Oh, what are these? Tiny fish in olive oil and vinegar? Sounds great. Would I would love a una caña.
I would like a pint of Estrella.
No, not Estrella. That makes me violent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's the only beer that makes me violent.
Oh, that's right. Not even Stella.
No.
Stella makes me angry.
I don't think it makes me angry. Anyway, I don't drink Estrella.
Fair enough. I mean, by the sound of it, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
What about
That Mao stuff. That's what I liked in Spain.
San Miguel? Does that count?
San Miguel is a Spanish...
Oh, that'll do then.
Did I ever tell you about that festival that I played at in Madrid? No, it's a good story. Because this is way more interesting than the movie. I played at this festival in Madrid, and it was sponsored by San Miguel. And
Okay.
San Miguel had brought out this new kind of beer that was blue, and it was kind of fruity.
Ooh.
And it was so awful that not even musicians would drink it.
That is fucking awful, then. Jesus.
It was genuinely impressive. Like, the backstage was just filled with gallons of
Have it for free. No,
it's and they were like, "Do you have more vodka? We run out of the bottle of vodka's empty." And I have a beer. And okay.
No.
And then we were just
Blue beer.
And the festival ran for 3 days.
Jesus.
I wondered,
Lord.
and then I never saw it again.
No,
So I assumed
that
it
was
was
probably the death of
it
it.
was like a trial run, and
Nobody wants
and
this shit. Let's never make this again.
You take the most sad, underpaid members of society and give them
Offer
free
them
alcohol,
free beer.
and even they turn it down. You know that your product is no good. Okay, so what are you going to give it for the music? Because we still haven't scored.
I got 2 because it was entertaining.
Yeah, I'm going to go the same. I'm going to.
2, 3.
We actually agreed a lot on this movie.
Yeah, it was awful. It was fucking god awful. There was just no saving it.
All right, for a total score of 7 out of 50, which I think might be the lowest scoring one
I think it might be.
so far.
At some point we'll have to listen back to these and find out.
At some point, I've got to edit them all. But
Yeah, also that.
all right, so that's it.
Isn't there usually one more question?
Oh, would you recommend it?
No, not in the fucking
Well, I think
Not even to my worst enemy would I recommend this. It's fucking god awful. It wasn't even awful in a bad way. It was just fucking meh.
it was just confusing and boring, and
I mean, given that we didn't even really watch the last 20-25 minutes of it because it was just I was just glazed over.
yeah, it was
Completely switched off.
it's like the information was going in,
Yeah.
but my brain was elsewhere.
I remember seeing there was a big fight scene between the cannibals and the normies at one point, and I figured all right, everybody's dying, cool, and then there was a cannibal scene where Norks and
That's what you're going with, Norks, is it?
well, that's what we call
The
them.
large-breasted lady.
Large-breasted lady, and the one remaining fella who wasn't Mario.
Yeah,
I don't think we
Mario
ever
the
learned his
rapist.
name. They got eaten and such. And I thought, oh, cool, film's over. And then the mum, the dad.
Well, they had to wrap it up because the
But
kid.
then they all turned up and it was just fuck, did they not die in the fight? Why this? Fuck. Thinking
It was
that,
very-
thinking that at that point, it's oh shit, we're going to have to see that exact same fucking scene again then. And it's just going to be done with more people this time. And then there was the weird twist of. Because the little girl's mum turned up, everything was fine, and I still don't know what happened to
Sure, I'll have some tortilla de patatas.
patata bravas.
Oh, I'd love some patatas bravas. Actually, do you have any?
I do not. I've
You
got some
You
cheese.
shouldn't have mentioned that.
All right, this is over.
I'd love some patatas bravas. We're gonna go get some patatas.
Adios, amigos.
Hasta luego.